What's going on, everybody? Not here. Trying to get a quick video in. I don't have a whole lot of time, but I want to look at Scarlet Violet booster box prices, which we haven't looked at in just about a month. We looked at it at the end of the year, and quite honestly, I hadn't looked at them very much. Kind of have all my positions and my inventory. So I wanted to go through this, and one thing I do want to mention is I have a video coming out. I'm going through it now. And it's really just showing the lack of reading comprehension and competence of a lot of the folks on YouTube. And, this isn't throwing stones, but it's related to the print facility, the new warehousing space that they signed. And I mean, even Rudy is like, they're not going to print until 2027, 2028. It's patently false. And quite honestly, it's just because everybody's illiterate, probably lazy. A lot of the articles that came out early on were later updated a couple of days later, but I'll go through that at a later time. So anyway, back to Scarlet and Violet booster boxes. So what's really, really interesting, and I kind of said this is the change from December 8th. So let me just tweak this here real quick. Scarlet and Violet base is absolutely on fire. $270. This is all-time high. And your average sales, this thing is selling 3 per day. This is the best-selling booster box next to Surging Sparks, Destined Rivals, and the 2 new releases, which is absolutely insane compared to what this thing has been thought of for the last 2 years. It's crazy. Paldea evolved back to 415. It's not moving as fast as I thought it would. Now it's obviously up from the Poke Notify. Oh my God, there's reprints coming. By the way, do you guys see the 151 reprint thing from Target was fake? I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who said anything about it. It's total bullshit. And even if it was real, it would have been backstock sitting in Excel holdings because distributors, wholesalers do that from time to time. One of the things that I like to do in my business here is you sell a big chunk at release, you cash flow yourself, you make some margin, and you hold a little bit back because we know what happens here where things over a longer amount of time tend to move up and to the right. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to last forever, but that is the way that both Magic the Gathering and Pokemon have been for the last 30 years. So, anyway, Obsidian Flames, not a whole lot of movement here. 2 boxes a day, still sitting at $300. There's kind of like this $300 ceiling, that's artificial ceiling here, and it seems like it's causing a lot of inventory to come to the market. Paradox Rift is moving up. Finally, we had that big buyout, then a lot of inventory came in to the market. 255, average of 2 sales per day. Temporal 270. I am on the record of saying that I thought this was going to be the next $300 box. Not quite there yet. In fact, SV base may beat it. So it's like the two crippled children of Scarlet Violet racing to see who can get to 300 first, because I'm pretty sure Stellar hit there for a second. Twilight Masquerade back up to 315, moving nicely, two boxes a day. Stellar Crown, it's moved down a little bit from its highs, but it's still right around there, 265, which is great. 2 per day. Surging Sparks, 275. Now continues to move up. This is a sneaky one because before you know it, it's going to be pushing 300, 350. So if there's not another reprint of booster boxes that comes in, this thing could be off for the races. And quite honestly, probably the second best performing box of the era here. I should say third. I forgot about Paldea Evolved, but honestly, it's a better set than Paldea Evolved. I don't give a shit what you guys say. Magikarp's nice, but the rest of the set is just kind of eh. This is a better set. June Together, 3 per day selling, 250. Destined 443, 9 per day. And then, Mega One, Phantasmal, 5 and 40. Oh, by the way, the fact that Destined Rivals at this extremely high price point, which is basically $500 after tax on TG Blair, selling 9 per day is absolutely bonkers. Phantasmal Flames 257. Everybody thought this was going to 180 MSRP. It's a decent set. That's why I laugh at people they talk shit on Perfect Order. And they're like, it's going to be $120 box, $140 box. It's not. It's going to come out over $200. And it's probably not going to break below $200. Wave 2 is going to come out. Everybody's going to say, oh, it's going to MSRP. And next thing you know, it's going to be back at 210, 215, 220. Because I got news for you. It's probably no worse than Stellar Crown. It's probably no worse than Journey Together. Um, it just it just is. What I found fascinating here is the quantity of sales have slowed down. Now this only goes through Journey Together. I haven't rolled in Destin Rivals because the whole data set here you have some release volume, so it's not perfect. So even based on year end, the overall dollars of sales are down about 40%. So moving to the ETBs, the specialty sets, 151. Can't wait to get that massive fucking reprint of ETBs. I have been on the record saying that I expect a large reprint of booster bundles or poster collections really since the end of summer. And I would be shocked if they don't hit us with one of those two or Blooming Water or something like that. They're going to try to monetize this. It's not going to be ultra premium collections. Yeah, don't worry your pretty little heads. They're not printing 17 different SKUs of this thing when they can't get one SKU of Ascended Heroes out on time. Like, just stop. The amount of incompetence going around on PokeTube and Discords, it's mind numbing. But one of these selling per day, which is great. Paldean Fates, 300 all time high, barring buyout or a spike or something like that. Two of these per day selling, which is great. Shrouded, this is the most consistent product in all of Pokemon right now. $82, 3 selling per day. Prismatic back to 136. This thing is it's a Super Ball. It just hits the top line, hits the bottom line. It's like a 200-day moving average, and it just starts to move up and down over time. Higher highs, higher lows. We're gonna get more, no doubt about it. But I'm not sure we're gonna get much more. Maybe one more, and then they're gonna have to move on to print ETBs to the next specialty set. There's a lot of capacity on the ETB side that's kind of taken up right now. So 18 of these selling per day, and then black and white, 10 each. These are moving up nicely, back to 88, back to 83. Now these are kind of the forgotten sets right now, black and white, because they were okay. They're a little weird because it's two different SKUs. But watch out for these. These could be at some point, going into the middle of 2026. They could start to feel a little bit like Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates was kind of pooped on for the first year or so, year and a half. Then Bubble Mew took off and passed the Charizard. And now, next thing you know, quite honestly, that in my mind is probably the best performing set. And the only reason I say that is it has a significant lower amount of quantity in the market than 151, and it's always going to. And plus the Bubble Mew is probably the most iconic card of the set of the era right now. I think it's also the most expensive card in Raw. I don't know about PSA 10. I don't really care about that. But anyway, guys, just want to go through this quickly. So feel free to give me comments. Like I said, there's a doozy coming just to show you the level of laziness, and people just like to talk out of their ass. And I've mentioned this before. The beauty of YouTube is everybody can pick up a mic and everybody can talk. The problem with YouTube is there's no resume, there's no pre-qualification, there's no educational requirements. And generally speaking, it's kids with microphones. And that's not to slight anybody, but it's a lot of folks that just do, they do clickbait content to make some money to pay their bills. And look, that I respect the hell out of that hustle. It's not what I'm doing here. So anyway, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and have a great night.